Hello students, welcome to your biology class. Now we will discuss about one more type of membrane transport, that is bulk transport. We already discussed about passive transport, then active transport. Now we will discuss about bulk transport. Bulk transport, what does it mean? Bulk means when any substances which are larger in size or the amount is high, such type of substances need to be transported in the cell or out the cell, then this type of transport is known as bulk transport. जब ट्रांसपोर्टेशन जो है सब्सटेंसेस का बहुत ज्यादा ही अमाउंट में हो, यानी कि जब सब मॉलिक्यूल्स का साइज बहुत बड़ा है, लार्ज size molecules are required to be transported through the plasma membrane, then transport is known as bulk transport. In the case of bulk transport, two important processes is need to be explained here, that is endocytosis and exocytosis. Endocytosis and exocytosis. Endo means inside. When any substance is taken inside the cell, then this process is known as endocytosis. And word exo means out. When any substances are need to be released outside the cell, then this process is known as exocytosis. First of all, we will discuss about endocytosis. Means substance is taken in. जब सब्सटेंस अंदर आ रहा है उस प्रोसेस को हम बोलेंगे endocytosis. This process can dependent on the different methods, means which kind of substances need to be taken in. If the substance which is need to be taken in is in the form of solid, suppose अब endocytosis है, means substance अंदर आने वाला है, उसे अंदर लेना है सेल को. अगर substance solid form में है, if solid substance is need to be taken inside the cell, then endocytosis is known as phagocytosis. उस केस में हम जो word use करते हैं to explain the process, that is phagocytosis. And when the substance is in liquid form or any liquid substances is need to be taken inside the cell, then process is known as pinocytosis. So here we have two types of endocytosis, that is phagocytosis and pinocytosis. Depends on the which kind of substance is. If substance is solid, then process is known as phagocytosis. And when substance is in the form of liquid, then process is known as pinocytosis. This phagocytosis is also known as cell eating. We can call it cell eating, means cell is eating something. Solid substances are taken inside, so we can call it cell eating. And this pinocytosis can be known as cell drinking, because liquid substances are need to be taken in, so we call it cell drinking. Here let's see how this process happens. कैसे process होगी for this kind of endocytosis, for taking any substance inside, how the cell do this process. This is the plasma membrane. This is the plasma membrane. For taking any substance inside the plasma membrane, this plasma membrane makes a infold. Its form infolds inside and it's makes infolds like this, and the substances is present here. Suppose this is the substance which is need to be taken inside this cell, and then this substance will come inside this vesicle. Here this vesicle is formed and the substances is come inside this vesicle. Plasma membrane ने infold form किया, that infold is formed of vesicle like structure, and the substance which is need to be taken in, which this substance will come inside the vesicle. Substance आ गया vesicle के अंदर. Now this vesicle will pinch out inside the cell. अभी जो वेसिकल है ये सेल के अंदर पिंच्ड आउट हो जाएगी, मींस अलग हो जाएगी, एंड सब्सटेंस इज प्रेजेंट inside the vesicle. In this way, this substance will come inside the cell. Here we can see that how plasma membrane do endocytosis process. It's form an infold, and in this infold the substance is taken inside, then it will call as a vesicle. The vesicle is formed and this vesicle come inside the cytoplasm, towards the cytoplasm. So substance can be taken inside. Here This is the one way by which the substances can be taken in, and the example where this type of intake or this type of endocytosis process is done is, the example is WBCs and macrophages. WBCs and macrophages. Both of these two cells are related with our immune system. They helps us to fight against microorganisms. So any microorganism will come inside the body. They eat these microorganisms in such a way, so they work the endocytosis. The functioning of WBCs and macrophages are based on the process of endocytosis. Here one more type of endocytosis need to be explained. किस तरीके से होता है? At some places what happens, on the surface of plasma membrane some specific receptors are present. Like this is the plasma membrane and it has some receptors on its surface. यहाँ पे कुछ receptors present है, and the substances which are need to become inside come and attached with these receptors. Receptors के साथ यहाँ पे आके attach हो जाएगा, and this plasma membrane with the receptors is formed infold. It get infolded inside. इस तरीके से अंदर की तरफ infold हो जाएगी. Receptor is also are present inside these infolds, and these substances are attached here. Substance वहीं पे attached है plasma membrane के साथ, and this vesicles is formed. It comes inside the cell with the receptors and substance. So this is again one more type of endocytosis where substance is taken inside the cell by making vesicles with receptors. यहाँ पे receptors के साथ vesicle formation हो रहा है. The example of such type of transportation is, this type of transportation is done where large size of proteins molecules are need to be transported. Like in the case of hormones like insulin, insulin can be taken inside the cell by such type of receptor mediated vesicles formation. And second example is transportation of polypeptides. These polypeptides are taken inside by these type of vesicles. Now this is about endocytosis, which is phagocytosis or pinocytosis. In the case of phagocytosis, the vesicles are formed and these vesicles are known as phagosomes. In the case of pinocytosis, when liquid is in the substance is in the form of liquid, so process will known as pinocytosis, and the vesicles which are forming is known as pinosomes. It depends on the nature of the substance, whether it is solid or it is liquid. Next process, that is exocytosis. Exo means out and cytosis means out of cell. When something need to be released out the cell, then process is known as exocytosis. Exocytosis is also known as cell vomiting. Cell vomiting. Here cell is releasing something. Cell is releasing something outside from their inside environment. So it is known as cell vomiting. In the case of this process, the process is like the same. जैसे कि endocytosis में हुआ, उसी तरीके से process होगी exocytosis के अंदर, but it remains in the reverse manners. What happens? Let's see. This is the plasma membrane and this is the vesicle, and it contains the substance which is need to be released out. इसके अंदर substance है जिसे बाहर निकालना है. This vesicles will join with the plasma membrane. It will join with the plasma membrane, and here after that the substance is released outside the plasma membrane. So this process is known as exocytosis, where substance is released outside the plasma membrane. So here we discussed about one more type of transportation, that is bulk transportation, because large size substances are transported through plasma membrane. Types of this transportation is of two types: endocytosis or exocytosis. It is dependent on the nature of substances, solid or liquid. If substance is solid, then it is known as phagocytosis. Here you can take one more example also. Example of amoeba. Amoeba also take its food by the process of endocytosis, and the process is phagocytosis. Means amoeba also take its food through phagocytosis. And if the substance is liquid, then we call it pinocytosis. And in the case of exocytosis, the substances are releasing outside the cell. So this is about the membrane transportation. We completed the membrane transportation. In the next video, we will discuss about some more topics related with our chapter. So keep watching, keep studying, and keep learning. Thank you.